Hey guys, welcome back. We are in Section 2, Unit 4, Lesson 3 today in the Duolingo Spanish language tree. Still talk about your life. Let's just hop right in and see what it's got for us. ¿Cuánto cuesta means how much is it?
Tú no vives en México.
Tú no vives en Mexico. Tú no as I do not.
Bebes.
Bebes is to drink.
Vives.
Vives is, with the V's, is to live. Tú no vives en Mexico. Junior does not live in Mexico. Nice. Who works in an office? Quien. There's that word from last time that I missed from lesson 1. Quien. Who works in an office? Trabaja en una, I think it is, oficina. Oficina? I think that's correct. That is correct. An office. Quien trabaja en una oficina?
Yo como un sándwich.
Yo como. This is a fairly simple sentence for this deep into section 2. Yo como, I am eating. That would be comiendo, wouldn't it? Yo como un sándwich, a sandwich. There we go.
Señora, ¿usted habla inglés?
Señora, ¿usted habla?
Hablas. Habla.
Habla inglés. Because it's usted, we don't use hablas, even though we say you. It's habla inglés. Do you speak English? There we go. I work in an office. Yo trabajo en una oficina. Just like last time.
Yo quiero comer una manzana.
Yo quiero comer una manzana. Comer is to eat. Yo quiero. See, we've conjugated quiero, so we don't need to do that for comer. We won't say como. We'd say
Yo quiero comer una manzana.
una manzana. I'd like to eat. I want to eat una manzana, an apple. There we go. The woman lives in England. So the woman, we've got la mujer, and in England, in Inglaterra. So we'll just say vive, to live. There we go.
¿Dónde trabaja usted?
Donde, so donde is where. Trabaja, where do you, I said, so usted is you. So where do you work? That trips me up still a little bit time to order words in this language, but I get used to it. Donde, say, where work you? Where do you work?
Yo no vivo en Europa.
En Europa. Yo no vivo, I do not live in Europa. There we go. Very easy one, that. I live in a house. Thank goodness for you. Yo vive. Yo vivo.
Vivo.
Yo vivo en casa.
Casa.
Casa is house. Oh, look at that. Look at that. There's a couple of other words here. Hogar. Vivienda. Huh, those are new to me. Hogar. How about that? I guess we have a few in English. We have house, we have home, domicile, apartment. I guess, I don't know. It's not really the same. Oh my goodness. I live in the house, in a house. My mistake. I got too distracted here. I was not paying attention. Gotta pay attention. Still
¿Tú
doing okay.
trabajas en una oficina?
Tú trabajas, you work in una oficina. They really want to make sure that I know this word, oficina. Well, we'll learn it. We got it. I study French. I is yo.
Yo
And with yo goes estudio.
estudio
And French is, of course, francés.
francés.
Very nice.
Señor, no tengo vino. ¿Quiere beber un jugo de manzana con la carne?
Señor, no tengo vino. Señor, no tengo. I do not have. Vino is wine. I don't have wine, sir. ¿Quiere beber un jugo de manzana con la carne? So it's quiere, would you like, do you want to drink, beber, un jugo de manzana. Jugo is juice. De manzana means of apple, right? Would you like some apple juice? Con, with, la carne, with the meat. Would you like apple juice with me? We don't have wine. ¿Dónde está el señor? ¿Dónde está? Where is el señor? Well, he's not in a bank, a banco. He's not in a bathroom, un baño. He's in un restaurante. Ordering food. He's getting disappointed. No wine for you. Julia, do you want to drink juice? So we'll start with Julia, easy part. Do you want? And we'll say, ¿quieres?
¿Quieres?
Quieres is all three of those words together. Do you want? And we'll say to drink, that's beber.
Beber.
It's two words. And we'll say jugo is juice.
Jugo.
Very nice.
Fred estudia francés y español. Él tiene un hermano en España y quiere vivir en Francia.
Fred estudia francés y español, right? Fred studies French and Spanish. Él tiene, he has a brother, un hermano en España, in Spain, and quiere and wants to vivir en Francia, wants to live in France. ¿Dónde quiere vivir Fred? Where quiere vivir? Where does want to live Fred? Where does Fred want to live? Fred wants to live. He has a brother in Spain and wants to live in France. He wants to live in France, so not in England, not in Mexico. France is in Europe, so I'll say this. Hey, that was a tricky one.
Juan, ¿estudias hoy?
Juan, estudias, you study today. What do you study today? Are you studying? Estudias today. Bit of a stretch for that one to get to that meaning. But if that's how you'd say it in Spanish, then that is what it means.
El niño no quiere comer una hamburguesa, él es vegetariano. Él quiere comer una ensalada y beber un jugo de tomate.
I'm going to park here a little bit and ask you to take notice from that last one, and I'll visit in this one as well, that learning a language is not, it's not sufficient to have a broad vocabulary. It's clear that it's not. If that were all that it was, it'd be fairly easy just to memorize your way into proficiency and aptitude of a language. But what a language does is it condenses meaning into expressions that are recognized by other people who are familiar with these expressions, with these meanings. And you just, you guys are both familiar with the same expressions, with the same idioms or the same turns of phrase or colloquialisms and things like that. And when all congested together, this is a language. When you commute these meanings into Spanish, you're not just changing the words, right? You're not just even changing the order of the words, though you may be doing that as well. You are doing that as well in many languages. What you're doing is you're familiarizing yourself with the method of expression of common meanings that a culture or a people is using frequently, right? And you'll find, too, as you learn different languages, that common cultural meanings that language is used for, they may be different. That there are expressions and familiar things in the Spanish language that you just did not visit in English, that are not something that you would say, that you would express. There's a word for this phenomenon, in fact. I cannot remember it. I'll try and look it up. Is that the argument that your thoughts, that your very thoughts, what you have the capacity to think, the way that you see and understand the world is grounded in the words you know and the meanings attached to them, that your imagination, your capacity to comprehend is in not an insignificant part anchored to the diversity of words and their meanings, or the expressions and their meanings that you are familiar with. And that as you learn more expressions, you become more familiar with a greater diversity of types of thoughts even, that your entire view of the world can be shaped by the language that you know, and that by learning another one changes your view of the world. And this is not in any. This is not to say that you're limited as a person by the language that you know. In some ways, though, you may be, and that by learning all languages, you would then have the capacity to know everything. It's just a familiarity thing. It's just I don't know what I'm trying to say exactly. I'll try and look up that word, but it is true. When you learn a new language, you're doing more than learning words or learning, a grammatical structure. You're learning new concepts, new emotions, new experiences, honestly. And that not to expect that and take that on board will make you struggle a little bit. To recognize it, I think, will help you along in learning a language. Let's have a look at this one. El niño. El niño is the boy, right? No quiere comer una hamburguesa. Una hamburguesa. No quiere, does not want comer una hamburguesa, to eat a hamburger. The boy does not want to eat a hamburger. Él es vegetariano. He's a vegetarian. He quiere comer una ensalada. He wants to eat a salad. Y beber un jugo de tomate and wants to drink tomato juice. I'm not a fan of tomatoes myself, but that is fine. To each their own. El niño no come carne. This is true. Does not want or does not eat meat. Carne is meat. Quiere una hamburguesa. Wants a hamburger. This is not true. It says no quiere comer una hamburguesa. No quiere ensalada. Also not true. It's got to be the first one. No come carne. Let's review the one I missed. Yeah, I'll go on this long didactic spiel, and here's the mistake I made. It's very, very simple. I live in a house. Yo vivo. I live en una casa. I live in a house. There we go. Committed. This lesson took over 9 minutes. I started out this one by saying, I'm just going to abbreviate the intro here. I'm going to speed these things up, and look what happened. Look what happened. I feel like I'm maybe getting more comfortable and it's changing the structure of these a little bit. Thank you guys for watching. As you know, I appreciate likes and subscriptions and for you to follow along with us. And I appreciate feedback and critiques and your comments down below as well, and feeding into our community here. The link to the video that's coming out tomorrow, or the next video, it's likely already out, is in the description down below under next video, or you can find it at top left of the screen right here. Should be a little pop-up. Thank you guys again for watching. Have a wonderful day.